All right, Chase Diamond here, CS Pulling Promotions, talking with Dustin Harrison, Apex Diesel. Dustin, you're the new title sponsor of the 2.6 Pro Street Diesel class.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about Apex Diesel, what you guys do.
So biggest thing we do, performance and repair, diesel trucks, everything's diesel. About 75% of our business is machining, truck pulling, we're really oriented towards truck pulling. That's what I do. Trevor that works for me, that's what he does too. That side's more of the repair shop side. So we do a lot of repair, a lot of Cummins, but we do the big three: Power Stroke, Duramax, Cummins. A lot of online sales. The safety components, turbo, we do a lot of turbochargers, a lot of engines, a lot of safety components. That's getting to be a really big, the turbine crosses. Within the last couple of years, that's been a really big thing. The safety compressor crosses, that's getting to be another. A lot of trinkety stuff. We do a lot of block off plates, intake runners, front covers. We're trying to do as much stuff on this as we can, but there's a lot of stuff that we don't do. We depend on a lot of other really good people. So
absolutely, and you guys have been with CS Pulling Promotions since the very beginning for the most part.
Yep.
And you guys have grown leaps and bounds, especially with the new online store. Tell us a little about that.
It's just getting to be the way of the world anymore. A lot of people, it's easy. I mean, you can get online, and we're trying to make the checkout as easy as you can. You get online, you got a question about anything, most of the questions can be answered just by looking through the listing. You figure out what fits, what you need. But we still do a lot of custom stuff. So people call in, they find you through the website, they call in, and because not everything's one size fits all. But yeah, it's just a lot easier. I mean, you could be at home 9 o'clock at night, laying in bed, and you think, oh man, I need this. Well, back in the day, before we really had a very good website, they had to call the next day, and it just got to be one of them things to where it just works out a lot better for everybody. It's a lot easier on the customer too. And ApexDieselPerformance.com. ApexDiesel.com. We own that too, so it'll take you to it. But ApexDieselPerformance.com.
Awesome. Super excited to have you back.
Yep.
Thanks, Dustin.
Every season starts with decisions, not just what to plant, but why. Seed IQ is the industry's first product management platform, built to help you make confident product decisions before a single seed goes in the ground. From practical farm research to root reveal, silk reveal, and kernel reveal. Powered by AI, Seed IQ turns decades of data into practical, trusted insights backed by Beck's proprietary research. Don't just manage your fields, unlock the full potential of every product with Seed IQ.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mount Hope Power Pole as we are set to go with 6 classes of truck and tractor pulling action here tonight. Before we get things kicked off, if I can get everyone to please rise and remove your hat. We have CS's very own Elena singing the national anthem tonight.
Last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are just moments away from kicking off the action. Before we get started tonight, we have a couple exhibition passes. Some of the local stock pullers that are going to be running tomorrow night wanted to make a few test passes, help get this track groomed in and ready to go before we start our competition this evening. So we'll have just a few tractors to go down the track. All right, so getting ready to go with a couple exhibition passes. Get this track groomed in, make sure everything is ready to go. So our rundown for the evening, our official running order, we'll start off with light limited super stock tractors, followed by the hot rod V8, then our hot street semis, limited pro tractors, 2.6 pro street diesel trucks, and round out the night with the open street diesel 4-wheel drives. All right. The Alice Chalmers 200 putting down a nice run at 219.42. Again, these tractors just making a couple exhibition passes, get this track worked in. More pulling action coming your way tomorrow as the stock and antique tractors will be here.
We'd like to thank some of our sponsors for this weekend's event: Sugar Creek Builders, Kingsway, Powerline Diesel, Stony Point Hardware, Maynard Beachy Trucking, Mount Hope Tractor, Mount Hope Auction, Hirschberger Farm and Bakery, JR Realty, Killbuck Savings Bank, United Fencing, Bentwood Solutions, Solar Power Electric, Buckeye General Contractors, Mount Hope Harness and Shoe, Advanced Hardwoods, 89 Homes, Justin Miller Realty, Trail Tire, MY Renovations, Dundee Transport, Miller Poultry, Water's Edge Transport, Yoder Precision Machine, Milbro Mechanics, Tom's Custom Painting, Signature Tile and Floor, Harvest Barn Event Center, Busy Beaver, Ridgeway Excavating, Troyer Equipment, Art Reynolds, United Sport Pony Association, Heritage Signs, Bunker Hill Engine, New House Outdoors, Ackerman's, Dublin Valley Farm, Holmes Fire and Safety. We really appreciate all those sponsors.
And the John Deere 4230 at 213.67, 213.67.
So down here talking trackside, Zach English, a competitor in the Hot Rod VA class. You're going to be competing in second class here tonight, and you've had a little bit of issues getting that track figured out, but you got it running good here in 2026. Tell us about that.
Oh, it's been one heck of a year. Had our ups and downs, but we always take the good with the bad. Tonight, I was really excited when I heard I could be able to make it to this pole. Been coming to this auction for years, and I was very anxious to see what Chase was able to put together for a pole here. The track looks amazing. The crowd's amazing. I think we're going to have one heck of a night, and I think we're all going to be gunning for that banner down at the end of the track for that extra money.
Oh yeah, a lot of people were looking at that banner at the end of the track on our sand pile, and they're saying, I want that bonus money here tonight.
Hey, I'm right with them. I don't have my usual pulling gear because they kind of gave up on me, but I got my fast gear, so we're going for it.
Well, we're super excited to see how it stacks up in the Hot Rod VA class, and we'll send it back to you, Brad.
All right, so International on the sled getting set to go as we've got just a couple more exhibition tractors. While we got a moment, I'd like to thank one of our CS sponsors, Long Acres Agronomic Solutions. Out of Tionesta, Pennsylvania, Long Acres is a full-service agronomy provider built by farmers for farmers, representing Beck's Hybrid as their flagship seed brand, alongside Agro Liquid Crop Nutrition, Pivot Bio, the International making a big pass at 231.95. 231.95. Also like to thank Catanese Excavating for their continued support. Catanese Excavating handles concrete work, water and sewer line, ponds, general excavating. For your next project, give them a call. Catanese Excavating. So one more exhibition pass here to get the track groomed in. We've got Ted Ferguson on the scraper roller doing an awesome job keeping that track surface groomed up all night long.
So, Brad, why don't we explain to the people what that extra money is going to be down here at the end of the track here? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. So, Ridgeway Excavating has put up an extra $100 to make it to the sand pile. And if you get the banner knocked over, you get an extra $200. So our pullers are all gunning for the banner tonight. $100 to make it on that pile, $200 to go down there and touch the banner. So everyone's shooting for that extra money here tonight. All right, so I was corrected. It's $100 to touch it. It's $250 if you knock it completely over. And the John Deere 4010 222.01. 222.01. So that'll be our final exhibition class as we get set to go with our light limited super stocks.
Another sponsor we have for the weekend, Stony Point Hardware. Your full service hardware for concrete supplies, wire mesh, rebar, styrofoam and concrete finishers, mixers. Also excavating supplies, culverts, drain pipes, construction basins, septic tanks, sewage systems, driveway fabrics, and erosion control products. Stop by and check us out. Stony Point Hardware, located 3 miles north of Mount Hope on County Road 229, 330-695-2265.
And we'd like to thank our sponsor for the light limited super stocks, Kingsway, putting up the Monday night for this first class. As we get ready to bring our first tractor to the line out of Hartville, Ohio with a Cockshot 570. This is Travis King with the tractor he calls the Pale Rider Reloaded. So the light limited super stocks, a little bit of a combination class, diesel versus alcohol, as we've got both here in the class tonight. All right, Travis King gonna get that chain tight. All right, we got green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Travis King, the Pale Rider Reloaded. Travis King, the Pale Rider Reloaded, 318.66, 318.66.
Looks like he was going for that sign, Brad. What do you think?
I think he was trying for it. So we'll wait to see if the sled is set and if he is going to keep that distance. As the test puller, he can turn it down. All right, word trackside is he's going to keep that distance, and our sled is set. So the mark to be 318.66. Attention in the pits, we need a tow tractor to the track, please, tow tractor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we get ready to bring out our next tractor here. Started things off with the alcohol-powered cock shut. Now we'll get ready to bring out our next competitor from Sandusky, Ohio on the International 806. This is going to be Wes Miller with the tractor called More Cowbell. So Wes Miller getting ready to come to the sled. That lead mark at 3:18.66. While we got a second here, just want to make a quick apology from the Mount Hope crew. They did not realize we'd have this big a crowd here tonight, so everybody just squeeze in a little bit. We're trying to get everybody we can seated up here along the track. They did say they will have more seating next time. They do greatly apologize and appreciate all your support. We love having everybody out here. So Wes Miller getting the International 806 ready to go. Another alcohol-powered tractor coming in out of Sandusky. So Wes Miller trying to get that tractor to spool up. Sometimes these alcohol-powered machines can be very temperamental. So we'll see what Wes Miller can do. More cowbell. Having a little bit of issue. They're going to pull the side panel, check that tractor out.
Tow tractor to the front of the sled, please. Tow tractor to the front of the sled.
Now, one thing you have to be careful with the alcohol, that fuel does burn clear. You will not see it, so trying to make sure he doesn't have a fuel leak. Make sure there's no fire under the hood of that tractor. So the word trackside, he's going to take a look at that tractor. They're going to pull him off the track. He does have the option to drop and come back later on if he can get that tractor fixed. Now he'll only have one attempt when he comes back, but gonna check that tractor over and see if he can get it to go down the track.
Want to thank Ackermans for providing a tow tractor for this weekend's event. Ackermans equipment located here in Mount Hope.
So we'll get Wes Miller pulled off the track. He'll go check that machine out. And we'll get ready to bring our next competitor to the line out of Jeromesville, Ohio with a Case IH 270. This will be Dakota Claypool with the tractor called Papa's Pennies.
Let's give him a round of applause while he heads back to the pits, figures it out, what's going on.
Dakota Claypool coming to the line, marked to beat, still 318.66.
Hey, take me over by my hauler.
Where's all my international fans at? Let's make some noise for them.
How about it? One more time. International fans, make some noise. Who thinks the International can get out beyond that 318 mark?
There's a few of them out there. As he's getting lined up, brother, some pretty hot tractors here this evening. A lot of these guys don't see this kind of stuff. How many cubic inches are we running on them motors?
That is one of the things that varies with this combination class. There is a difference in the cubic inch amongst the diesels and the alcohols. Basically, with this class, you have about 4 different sets of rules. You'll notice we're seeing diesel power getting ready to come to line with the 30-inch rear tires. You'll see some diesel tractors coming up with 24-inch rear tires. So a little different combination, different turbo limits. The weight's all the same across the board, 7,700 pounds, or excuse me, 6,800 pounds for the light limited super stocks. Green flags are out. Dakota Claypool, Papa's Pennies, looking to get beyond 318. Dakota Claypool, Papa's Pennies, putting down a good run. Needed to go beyond 318. Dakota goes 315.82, 315.82.
Looks like a really good pass. Looked like there was a little bit of flames coming under the hood there.
Yeah, a little bit of a fire under the hood. Looks like nothing major. They're checking it over down there, make sure that fire's out.
We'd like to thank Holmes Fire and Safety for the use of the fire extinguishers this weekend.
Yeah, and again, we want to thank Kingsway, the sponsor for our light limited super stock tractors.
Kingsway, for all your residential and commercial paving needs, contact Kingsway.
And we get ready to bring our next competitor line out of Carrollton, Ohio with an Oliver. This is Derek McIntyre with the tractor called the Green Grenade. Very tough running diesel machine in this light limited super stock class. These tractors competed early on in the season back at June in the Bunker Hill Shootout up in Beloit, Ohio. Derek was in the top 3 up there at that event. All right, so Derek McIntyre getting ready to go, getting all that safety gear on down there as he'll get the chain tight, mark to beat, still 318. All right, so chain tight. We got the green light on the sled. Green flags are out. Derek McIntyre, the Green Grenade. Derek McIntyre, the Green Grenade. He was trying to get to that sand pile down there at the end of the track. Going to come up a little short, but he's definitely going to move that lead mark on out the track. Derek's distance 338.16, 338.16. So the new mark to beat as they inch closer and closer to that sand pile down there, looking to take home that extra money for getting to the banner.
He was pretty close, Brad. If you seem to lost a hand purse, we have a hand purse up there. We're going to put it back at headquarters. If you've lost a hand purse, go back here and check it out. Right behind the announcer's stand here. We'll keep it there for safekeeping. Once again, folks, we'd like to apologize. We're a little overwhelmed with the turnout for this evening, which is awesome. Next year, we definitely will get some more seating, but we appreciate you squeezing in. Get close to your neighbor and have some fun watching some pulling.
And we get ready to bring our next tractor to the line out of Carrollton, Ohio. This is going to be Chad Lawyermilk with the John Deere called Coming In Hot. How about it? Where's all my John Deere fans? Make some noise. So we've got Oliver in the lead right now. We'll see if the John Deere can get past that 338 mark.
We'd also like to thank J.R. Miller with Kaufman Realty and Auctions, your local connection for auctions and real estate right here in Mount Hope. That's J.R. Miller with Kaufman Realty and Auctions. Thank you for being a sponsor this year. Don't forget, we also have some earplugs, complimentary of Mount Hope Tractor, located on the Jersey barriers. We will be getting some louder vehicles this evening, so if you need some earplugs, head on down to the Jersey barriers and grab some free earplugs.
All right, Chad Lawyer-Melk getting ready to go with Coming In Hot, the big John Deere machine out of Carrollton. Oh, they're getting closer and closer to that sand pile. Chad Lawyer-Melk with Coming In Hot, 3:44.01. He's your new leader!
If I was that sign at the end of the track, I'd be worried for the next few guys coming up. They're getting closer and closer.
Yeah, that track's getting groomed in real nice, and they're building a road. As we've got a couple more tractors to go here in this light limited super stock class. Our next competitor getting ready to come to the sled out of Attica, Ohio with a Case IH 1896. This will be Jake Huffman with the tractor called Bloodborne. So now we've got John Deere in the lead. How about it, International fans? You think the International can get down there and take over that lead? Come on, International fans, make some noise. How many think the John Deere's going to hold on to the lead? Make some noise, John Deere fans. So the alcohol-powered International getting back into the sled. Got to get out beyond that 3:44 mark to take over the lead.
The Track Boss Pulling Sled is sponsored by Mount Hope Tractor. For your local dealer for ECM tuning, send Pico Oils and repairs on ACT construction equipment. Also complete restorations. That's Mount Hope Tractor.
All right, so Jake Huffman getting that chain tight. Green light on the sled. Green flags are out. Jake Huffman, Bloodborne. Jake Huffman, Bloodborne, getting up there close to that lead mark, but going to come up just a little bit short. 3:36.27, 3:36.27 right now puts him in the number 3 spot.
Another sponsor for this weekend is Solar Power Electric. Call us for your solar wiring needs, 330-465-3958. Let us brighten your future.
So one more to go here in the light limited super stock class. He was your lead-off competitor, not lead-off competitor, but second competitor out, not able to get that tractor to run. Took it back there in the staging area. We're able to get that tractor running right. So this will be Wes Miller coming back out from Sandusky on the tractor called More Cowbell. Attention to pit area, attention to pit area. Open Street Diesel Trucks, we need you to the scales, please. Open Street Diesel Trucks to the scales. So our final tractor in the light limited super stocks, Wes Miller getting set to go with More Cowbell. Hopefully he was able to get that issue figured out. As he'll have one attempt here to go down the track. Green flags are out. Wes Miller, More Cowbell.
Chucky Dawn. Tow tractor to the track, please. Tow tractor to the track.
Wes Miller, something coming apart there in that engine. Luckily, it looks like he's okay. His distance 159.39, 159.39. He's got his helmet off, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big round of applause. That is a tough break there tonight for Wes Miller with More Cowbell. So run down to the top five in the light limited super stock division. Fifth place will go to Dakota Claypool, Papa's Pennies. Fourth will go to Travis King with the Pale Rider Reloaded. Third will go to Jake Huffman with Bloodborne. Second goes to Derek McIntyre with the Green Grenade. And your winner tonight at 344 feet, Chad Lawyermilk with Coming In Hot. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Big round of applause for your light limited super stock tractors. So we'll get the Track Boss weight machine reset as we'll get ready to go with the Hot Rod V8 tractors.
I'd like to thank Mount Hope Auction for the use of the telehandler for loading the sled. Mount Hope Auction, home of the Mid-Ohio Draft Horse Sale, held in March, June, and October. Horse sale, second Saturday of each month, and a weekly livestock hay, poultry, rabbit sale every Wednesday.
We'd also like our sponsor for the Hot Rod V8, Bentwood Solutions. Sponsoring the Hot Rod V8 tractor class here tonight, Bentwood Solutions. So moving some weights around down there. Each one of those weights weighs in at just a little over 2,000 pounds. Now it looks like the one they're pulling out there now, that is a smaller weight that they keep in the center of the box. That one is just a little over 1,000 pounds. So when it comes to the sled, your sled operator has a bunch of different options. They can add and remove weight from the sled. Also, if you notice, as we go on throughout the night, depending on where the box will start at on the rails. There's a set of pins behind the box. The sled operator can move those pins out further to preload the weight onto the pan of the sled. Also, if you notice when the sled's sitting at the starting line, the back of the pan is up off the ground. As that sled goes down the track, the box will come forward, located on the rails. There's a set of trip switches. Those trip switches are adjustable. The box will come by, trip the pan off. The pan will engage the ground. Underneath that pan, there are several steel bars welded under there. The Grouser bars will dig into the track, helping to slow these vehicles down. Also a 10-speed transmission. Each gear changes where the box tops out by about 10 feet. So all that at the disposal of the sled operator. As we get ready to go with our first Hot Rod V8 tractor out of East Canton, Ohio with a 1967 Ford 6000 Commander. This is Mike Clapper with the tractor called the Blue Binder.
Once again, your VA Hot Rod class is sponsored by Bentwood Solutions. If it's straight, we didn't do it.
So final pass of the scraper roller. Ted Ferguson doing an awesome job keeping that track groomed up out there for all of our competitors tonight. As we get ready to go with Mike Clapper and the Blue Binder. Mike Clapper, the Blue Binder, 296.61, 296.61. So we'll find out if he is going to keep that and if our sled is set. So the word trackside is he's going to turn that run down. We'll see him come back at the end of the class. So no official mark yet as we get ready to bring our next competitor out onto the sled out of Malta, Ohio with a Cockshut 550. This is Josh Van Horn with the tractor he calls Gerald. Josh naming this tractor after the gentleman he bought it off of. So no distance yet in the class. So he'll set the mark to beat. Josh Van Horn with the Cockshut called Gerald. Josh Van Horn and Gerald, 300.82, 300.82. So that will now be the mark to beat in the class, 300.82 for Josh Van Horn.
something neat about these V8 hot rod classes. They keep that natural agricultural tractor look. There's a lot more going underneath the hood there. Up to 521 cubic inches, different combination of power plants, but they're naturally aspirated, meaning no turbos or no injection, with running a single carburetor under that hood. Sounds really mean.
Yeah, and they have to run on regular gas too. No alcohol allowed in this division. The Hot Rod V8's basically the earliest form of modified pulling tractor. Basically your stock tractor pullers back in the 70s decided that the stock 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder motors weren't enough, so they pulled those engines out, got a V8 engine, stuffed it under the hood, and that basically gave birth to the modified tractors we see today. As we get ready to bring our next competitor out to the sled from East Springfield, Pennsylvania, with the Massey Harris 44. This is going to be Zach English this year. A very strong running machine. The young man doing the driving, doing an awesome job.
Beautiful looking paint job on that Massey down there.
Yeah, very clean tractor, very good runner. Still looking for a win on the season, but right up there in the hunt all the time. Zach English, the red slinger, needed to go beyond 300 feet. He goes 311.33, 311.33 to take over the lead. As that young man looking to pick up his first win here in 2026. And that might be the run to do it.
I'd like to thank Harvest Barn Wedding and Event Center for being a sponsor this year. Come see us for all your wedding, birthday, anniversary, and company parties. See Eagle Machinery for all your Senpico distribution needs. That's Harvest Barn Wedding and Event Center.
Our next tractor coming out to the sled from Zanesville, Ohio, with a Cockshut 570. This is James Kenny with the tractor he calls the Hulk. So that new lead mark out at 311.33. While we got a moment, like thanking one of our sponsors, Steinman Graphics and Signs from Tynesta, Pennsylvania. A proud supporter of CS Pulling Promotions, Steinman Graphics and Signs specializes in custom signage, vinyl graphics, apparel, race gear, banners, decals, and LED neon signs for motorsports teams and businesses. From crew shirts to fire suits, full team branding, Steinman Graphics and Signs. Green flags are out. James Kenny with the Hulk. Oh my, these guys stacking up there just beyond that 300-foot mark. Needed to go beyond 311. Going to come up just a little short, 304.33, 304.33. So right now that moves him into the number 2 spot. And we'll get ready to bring our next tractor, the sled, out of Lisbon, Ohio, with a case 1175. This is Rick Rhodes with the tractor he calls the Warhorse. Tough running case machine. So right now, Zach English holding on to that lead at 3:11. James Kenny goes 3:04. And Josh Van Horn in that number 3 spot at 300 even. As Rick Rhodes backs the Warhorse into the sled.
All right, so Rick Rhodes getting set to run here. Former points champion with CS Pulling Promotions in 2025, excuse me. So a top running tractor on the division, Brad.
Rick Rhodes with the Warhorse, 289.61, 289.61. So currently puts him in that number 4 spot.
Trucking.
So we get ready to bring our next competitor out to the sled from Millersburg, Ohio. This is Jesse McClure with the tractor called the Gray Ghost. That lead march still out of 3:11.33 for Zach English with the Red Slinger. All right, so Jesse McClure getting that chain tight. All right, we got green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. The Gray Ghost. Jesse McClure with the Gray Ghost, 280.55, 280.55. So just about halfway through this Hot Rod VA class. Zach English holding on to that lead as we'll bring our next tractor in out of Hopewell, Ohio with the Ford Commander 6000. This will be Nathan McCune with the tractor he calls Say When. So it looks like Nathan moving that sled over towards that left-hand side of the track. These competitors do have the option. They can place that sled anywhere they want at the starting line as long as they are between the white lines. So each competitor goes out there, takes a look at the track, each trying to find that line where they can get the best traction. Nathan choosing that left-hand side. We'll see how that works out.
Once again, the Mount Hope Pullers Association Board of Directors wants to apologize again for the seating situation. This is the first time we've had these heavy-hitting trucks and tractors here in Mount Hope. We thank you for your attendance and support. We are humbled by the turnout tonight. Preparations are being made for next year's event. We appreciate you being here this year and cooperating with us and getting everybody a chance to view this awesome event.
All right, so Nathan getting that chain tight. Gonna look to go beyond that 311 lead mark with the Ford he calls Say When. Nathan McCune, CA Wen, 307.42, 307.42. That'll be right now your number 2 spot in the class.
This V8 Hot Rod class, again, is sponsored by Bentwood Solutions. If it's straight, we didn't do it.
Our next tractor getting ready to come out from Malta, Ohio with a Cockshuck 40. This is going to be Josh Van Horn with the tractor he calls Dirty Money.
If you're enjoying this weekend's activities, don't forget to mark your calendars for next year's event, August 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 27th, right here at the Mount Hope Auction Yard.
All right, final pass of the scraper roller. We got green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Josh Van Horn, Dirty Money. Oh, I'll tell you what, I think we might have a new leader. He needed to go beyond 311.3. Distance for Josh Van Horn with Dirty Money, 313.75. He's your new leader! So moving that leader cone a couple more feet up the track. as we get ready to bring another competitor to the line out of Clinton, Pennsylvania with an Oliver 1850. This is Michael Palmer with the tractor he calls Haterade. This is an all-new tractor for the 2026 season. Michael competing in a different tractor previous to this he called Bazinga. That tractor is waiting on parts right now, so campaigning the all-new Oliver machine here in 2026. Still trying to get it dialed in. Had a very good start to the season so far, but he's also looking to pick up that first win of the year. So the new lead mark out at 313.75. So we'll see what Michael Palmer can do with the Oliver called Haterade. Michael Palmer with Haterade, putting down a good solid pass. Going to put him in the number 4 position right now at 306.75. 306.75, taking over that number 4 spot.
Like to thank Amanda and Noah at Busy Beaver Advertising for all the great advertising they did for our event, Troyer Equipment for all the track equipment, Ridgeway Excavating for the use of their employees for track prep, Art Reynolds for tables and chairs, Heritage Signs for all the beautiful banners you see out here this evening, Ackerman for a pit tractor, Mount Hope Tractor for a pit tractor, Mount Hope Oxygen for the telehandler and some help with the horse pull yesterday, we appreciate that. Bunker Hill Engine for a generator, Holmes Fire and Safety for all the fire extinguishers you see out here, and East Holmes Fire Department for their fire and EMS coverage for this evening. Thank you.
And our next tractor coming to the sled out of Bucyrus, Ohio with the Moline. This is Logan Cooper with the tractor he calls the 5-Star Fiasco. Minneapolis Moline 5-Star. We've got 3 more tractors to go in the Hot Rod V8 division. Josh Van Horn holding on to that lead now at 313. Oh, how about that, ladies and gentlemen? Logan Cooper putting down a big pass. Needed to go beyond 313 for the lead. He goes 320.1. He's your new leader, Logan Cooper, the 5-Star Fiasco. 2 more tractors to go in the Hot Rod V8. Attention to pit area, attention to the pit area. All Hot Street semis, we need you to make your way to the lineup area, please. Hot Street semis, we need you to start making your way to the lineup area, please. All right, getting backed into the sled now. This is Tim Hawk with the John Deere.
Another sponsor for this weekend's event, Yoder Precision Machine, your precision shop for head repair. That's Yoder Precision Machine.
Also want to thank another one of our CS sponsors here in 2026, Mr. Excavator. Mr. Excavator is a family-owned and operating excavating contractor headquartered in Kirkland, Ohio, with a regional office in Columbus. With over 50 years of experience, Mr. Excavator handles site development, road work, site demolition, mass excavation, and utility installation. Give them a call or visit MrExcavator.com. Let Mr. Excavator do it. Tim Hawk with the John Deere, looking to go beyond 320. Tim Hawk going 301.97, 301.97.
I'd like to thank Art Rental and Repair LLC. If you're a homeowner, contractor, or food plotter, we have the rental equipment for you. Also service and repair for all your equipment needs.
With Alan, the street semi. We'll have to move over here a little bit. So we're down here talking with Alan of our Hot Street Semi division, driving the spare parts. Alan, your truck's kind of famous now.
Yeah, you've made it that way.
Yeah, we posted a video telling everyone, telling all the fans you were coming. I think it hit 70,000 views in a couple hours.
Yes, sir, it did.
So tell us about this Mac spare parts.
Well, it was destined for the scrapyard, and then I bought it in 2009, and then my little guy here, my 12-year-old, come on over here, bud. He said, Dad, what are you going to do with that thing? He's sitting out back. I said, maybe we'll make a pulling truck out of it. Well, he wasn't letting up on that, so it was all over from there. We started gathering parts up off of anything and everything we could find, and he's king of using used parts. Don't buy nothing new. If we can dig her out of the boneyard, we will.
Awesome. And eventually one day you're going to be driving the truck, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait for it. We'll see spare parts competing in our next division after we finish up with the Hot Rod V8s. Thanks.
All right, getting ready to go with our final tractor in the Hot Rod V8 division. He was your lead-off competitor. Turned down that run up around that 290 mark. Now that lead out at 320. This is Mike Clapper out of East Canton with the blue binder. Mike Clapper, the blue binder, improved a little bit over his first run, but not going to be enough for that lead here tonight. 293.92, 293.92. So we'll have a rundown of your top 5 in the Hot Rod V8 class. 5th place is going to go to Michael Palmer with Haterade. 4th will go to Nathan McCune with Say When. 3rd will go to Zach English with the Red Slinger. Second place goes to Josh Van Horn with Dirty Money. And your winner tonight at 320.1, Logan Cooper, the 5-star Fiasco. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? A big round of applause for your Hot Rod V8s.
Sponsored by Bentwood Solutions. If it's straight, we didn't do it. I'd like to thank Art Rental and Repair. Your service repair for equipment needs. Your project is our priority.
So we're going to have just a few moment intermission here, as we're going to have to add about 6 or 7 weights into the transfer machine as we get ready to go with the Hot Street Semis. So while we got a few moments, head on back, grab some food. Lots of great food and drink back there. See the food vendors. Head on over to the CS Pulling Promotions merchandise stand located over behind the main grandstand. Head over there and see Ashley. She's got shirts, hats, hoodies, stickers, banners, lots of great CS Pulling Promotion merchandise, including the Limited Pro A-Pump Tractor shirt, an all-new shirt design here for 2026. We'll get to see the Limited Pro A-Pump Tractors here later on tonight.
Thank you for our food vendors for coming out. Byler's Barbecue, F&L French Fries, Gruber's Lemonade Shake-Ups, Cotton Candy, Sugar Spice, Burger Edition, Gourmet Sweets, Rolled Ice Cream, Dora's Donuts and more, Miller's Soft Pretzels, Brewed Bliss, Coffee Drinks, Miller's Kettle Corn, and Byler's Ice Cream. Go check them out.
All right, down here trackside, talking with Joe Miller, driver of the Smokin' Joe A-Pump Limited Pro. Now, Joe, you and I were talking in pits a little bit about the difference between the A-Pump and the P-Pump configuration. Tell us about that.
There's actually not too much difference between the combination. With 540 cubic inch, we're starting to push the same parameters of the same turbo size. The biggest difference is the A-Pump to the P-Pump. That's the limiting factor to this A-Pump. We run out of fuel. When you put a P-Pump on, you get more fuel, but it turns into a whole different animal, and then you start tearing parts up. That's where we like to stay in the A-Pump class and make it live a happy life and continue putting the show on for everyone.
Well, and we talked about a little bit about it earlier as well. You know, you were kind of the poster boy here this weekend.
Yeah, it was great to be on the poster. We heard that from a lot of people in the pits today. Visiting, said they've seen the tractor on the poster, and it was a very good feeling. So I hope we can put a good show on for you tonight.
Yeah, the A-Pump Limited Pro tractor is some of the best tractor divisions in the CS circuit. So super excited to have you and super excited to have everyone else here in the Limited Pro class.
So we'll see our Limited Pros coming up later. Again, 540 cubic inch limit in that class. Open turbo size. Some of these competitors turning over a 6-inch turbocharger. Diesel fuel only in that class, 24.5 rear tires. And they are putting out over about 2,700 horsepower at this point. A very tough class, very competitive.
Every season starts with decisions, not just what to plant, but why. Seed IQ is the industry's first product management platform, built to help you make confident product decisions before a single seed goes in the ground. From practical farm research to root reveal, silk reveal, and kernel reveal. Powered by AI, Seed IQ turns decades of data into practical, trusted insights, backed by Beck's proprietary research. Don't just manage your fields, unlock the full potential of every product with Seed IQ.
As we're just a few minutes away from Hot Street Semis. Again, while you got a couple minutes, grab something to eat, something to drink. Check out the merchandise stand.
I'd like to thank Daniel Shetler and Parkview Shades for the beautiful sunshade we have back here at the announcer stand. Parkview Shades, control the light, manage the light, seek shade. That's Parkview Shades right here in Mount Hope.
Down here with Jerry, my buddy from Mr. Excavator. So, Jerry, you actually built 2 trucks and actually came from the drag racing world, right?
Yes, sir. We got the blue one and the white one. And this will be the white one's 3rd pole and the blue one's like 7th pole total, usually drag racing.
So the father and son pulling team, right?
Father and son. My dad's the white one, I'm the blue one.
So what's it like? You're going from the Coonley Motorsports to semi-uphill drag racing where there's a lot of different aspects. Pulling.
Much different. One shot. We're just starting to figure it out a little bit. These you're allowed, a loss and then come back and keep on going. You're allowed to practice, so no practice. We like it. There's a lot more of these to do than races. Look at all the things.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming out. We appreciate you and your dad being a big sponsor of CS Pulling Promotions and a big supporter of us here in 2026.
I'll tell you what, you guys are the best. You guys treat us the best. That's why we came 2 hours away to come here.
Thank you, man.
If you've lost a brown purse, we have it at the headquarters. There was cash in it earlier, David. I think so. Yep, if you've lost a brown purse, come to the headquarters and claim it. It's a Calvin Klein purse.
All right, so looks like Josh back in the seat on the sled as we are set to go with Hot Street Semis. Our first competitor getting ready to come to the track out of Grafton, Ohio with the 1979 Kenworth. Matthew Bryce with the truck he calls the Blue Mule. See what the Cummins powered cab over can do.
Another sponsor for this weekend's event, Killbuck Savings Bank. Community banking, it's what we do. It's who we are every single day. That's Killbuck Savings Bank.
All right, so Matthew bringing the Blue Mule to the line. Now these trucks must be licensed for the street. Must be able to be driven up and down the street. Limited to an 80 millimeter turbocharger. But these trucks are far from stock, pushing that 1,800 to 2,000 horsepower envelope. These trucks just competed up at the Lake County Fair in Paynesville, Ohio on Wednesday night.
Hey, looks like we're ready to roll here. The first semi of tonight's show.
Green flags are out. Matthew Brace with the Blue Mule. Oh, having a little bit of issue getting that truck to light coming off the line. Now he is our first competitor, but he will actually have pretty much 4 attempts to get down the track here tonight. So being the first competitor, he will have the option to drop his hook, but also each competitor has 2 chances to get out beyond that 100-foot mark. So he did not go beyond 100 foot, so we'll take him back. He can try it again. If he doesn't like his second attempt, he can turn that run down, come back later on in the class.
So, Brad, we were talking earlier, if you look down on that sand pile, there's that Ridgeway banner. So tonight, any driver that touches the banner gets an additional $100 on their check, and if they can totally destroy that banner, they get $200.
$250.
$250 was added to, okay. So we'll see, there's definitely some semis that can get it done here tonight.
Matthew Brace with the Blue Mule, 219.02, 219.02. So we'll find out if he's going to keep that or turn it down. All right, so got word from trackside. Our sled is set. He is going to turn down that run. We'll see him come back later on in the class as we get ready to bring our next competitor to the track out of Suffield, Ohio with the Mack R600. This is Alan Kissamore with the truck he calls Spare Parts. A very strong running 6-cylinder Mack. And that short wheelbase, he will get the front wheels up off the ground going down the track. A very impressive running Mack R600. Alan Kissamore with Spare Parts. Alan Kissamore, spare parts 233.19, 233.19. So that will now be the mark to beat in the class.
Once again, that class sponsor for the Hot Rod Semi-Truck this evening is Maynard Beachy Trucking. Since 1990, Maynard Beachy Trucking has been keeping wheels turning and serving the community. A big thank you to all our customers for their continued support and trust.
Our next competitor coming to the sled out of Kirkland, Ohio, with the Kenworth W900. This is Jerry Flesher Jr. with the truck he calls Mr. Excavator #1. So as Jerry said, he normally competes on the uphill drag racing circuit up at the Coonley Motorsports Park. A very tough running Kenworth. All new build for 2026 for the pulling circuit. They did a bunch of work on this truck over the winter, and it has been running very, very strong so far. So one final pass of the scraper roller will get Jerry Flesher Jr. hooked up to the sled. Going to look to get beyond that 233 lead mark. Green flags are out. Mr. Excavator. Jerry Flesher, Mr. Excavator, 308.07, 308.07. So putting down a strong run. So that will now be the mark to beat in the class. Jerry Flesher and Mr. Excavator. So our next truck getting ready to come to the sled out of Chesterland, Ohio, with an 06 Kenworth W900. This is Jerry Flesher Sr. with the Mr. Excavator #2. So we'll see if he can beat his son here tonight. Right now, the mark to beat at 308. Another truck competing on the uphill drag racing circuit. Very competitive in the drag racing world. Picked up a top spot the other night up in Paynesville, Ohio.
So down here talking with Jerry from Mr. Excavator. Jerry, we talked to you earlier before your run. How'd that run feel?
Good until about 250 feet.
That sled came on hard, didn't it?
Hard, yeah.
Your dad's getting up here to the line now. What do you think he's going to do?
I think he'll beat me. Mound, he's too nice of a truck. He'll stop you for it.
We'll see. I don't know. When you're in the seat, it'd probably feel pretty good just to put it on that sand pile.
I wanted to.
All right, we'll see what he can do here. Struck up.
All right, Jerry Flesher with Mr. Excavator getting set to go. looking to get beyond that 3:08 lead mark. Oh, he's close. He is right up there near that lead mark. Needed to go beyond 3:08. Distance for Jerry Flesher, Mr. Excavator number 2. 3:01.94, 3:01.94. So coming up just a little bit short of that lead mark.
Another sponsor for this evening's event, Heritage Signs, services from design to installation, including all types of signage and vehicle and fleet graphics and wraps. That's Heritage Signs.
We need a tow tractor to the track, please. Tow tractor to the track. Our next competitor getting ready to come to the sled out of Manaway, Ohio with the 2000 Kenworth W900. This is Olin Benjamin with the truck he calls the Black Panther. Now he's already got a win under his belt here in 2026. He was the winner at Shakelyville, Pennsylvania, and he took the sled for quite a ride up there. He went 489 feet, putting about 50 feet on the class up there. It was an impressive run. Was going to take the sled all the way back to the pits with him. So Olin Benjamin getting ready to go. Another truck that competes on the drag racing circuit. So these trucks typically run on the uphill drag circuit up at Coonley Motorsports Park. They compete up there in June and September.
Another sponsor for this weekend's event, Water's Edge Transport. Water's Edge Transport is located in Mount Eaton, Ohio, and specializes in both local and long-distance hauling. We operate a 32-foot trailer and are committed to providing dependable, professional transportation services. That's Water's Edge Transport.
So Olin Benjamin getting that chain tight. We got green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Looking to go beyond 3:08. Olin Benjamin, Black Panther. Olin Benjamin, the Black Panther, 293.08, 293.08. So that'll put him number 3 in the class right now, as we've got one more to go in the Hot Street Semis. So we're going to see our leadoff competitor coming back. This will be Matthew Bryce with the Blue Mule. So he turned down his first run. Gonna look to see if he can improve. So our final Hot Street Semi getting set to go. Then we'll have another quick intermission as we're going to have to pull some of that weight back out of that machine. And while we're pulling that weight back out of the transfer, make sure you head on back, grab something to eat, something to drink. And while you're back there, check out the CS Pulling Promotions merchandise stand located behind the main grandstand. Hats, shirts, hoodies, banners, decals, lots of great merchandise. Head on over to the CS merch stand located over behind the main grandstand with the food vendors.
Attention on the grounds, attention on the grounds. We have a red Chevy truck over by the Hoop Barn on the south end of the show. Needs to be moved immediately. A red Chevy truck, license plate JJX6399. If that's your vehicle, it needs to be moved immediately or we will call a tow truck.
All right, so Matthew Bryce getting set to go with the Blue Mule. That lead mark out at 3:08. Matthew Bryce with the Blue Mule, 222.68, 222.68.
And that'll wrap it up for the Maynard Beachy Trucking semi-class.
And rundown in the semi-division. Fifth place will go to Matthew Bryce with the Blue Mule. Fourth, they'll go to Alan Kissamore, Spare Parts. Third goes to Olin Benjamin with Black Panther. Second will go to Jerry Flesher with Mr. Excavator number 2. And your winner tonight at 3:08, Jerry Flesher Jr., Mr. Excavator number 1. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? A big round of applause for the Hot Street Semis. Now we got an exhibition run coming in here. So Olin Benjamin coming back to the track. Gonna make an exhibition pass.
Another sponsor for this weekend's event, Advanced Hardwood, your trusted partner in forestry management and timber buying. That's Advanced Hardwoods.
All right, so Olin Benjamin looking to make an exhibition pass, wants to try something a little bit different. When it comes to truck and tractor pulling, you really don't get too many chances to test out, try different gears. It's not like racing where we have practice sessions. Once in a while we do have test and tune events, but most of your tuning is done out on the track, so sometimes these guys want to try something a little bit different. So Olin Benjamin going to make an exhibition pass, see if he can make a little bit of an adjustment here. Benjamin, the Black Panther, making a better pass that time. He goes 3:33.6, putting them front tires on that sand pile. So he's been our closest so far here tonight as actually getting up on the sand pile. Now he's at 3:33. Now we've seen tractors at 3:40 earlier, but with the longer wheelbase on these semi-trucks, he is the closest one so far to getting that banner up on top of the sand pile. One more time, Olin Benjamin, the Black Panther. So we'll get the sled reset. We'll have a few moment intermission here. If you need to get up, stretch your legs, grab something to eat, check out the merchandise stand as we'll get ready to go with the Limited Pro A-Pump tractors. And we've got a very competitive class of them here this evening. Some of the top tractors from the region getting set to go down the track.
That's Limited Pro Tractors, sponsored by Sugar Creek Builders. The list of sponsors we have for the weekend: Sugar Creek Builders, Kingsway; Powerline Diesel, Stony Point Hardware; Maynard Beachy Trucking; Mount Hope Tractor; Mount Hope Auction; Hirschberger Farm and Bakery; JR Group Realty; Killbuck Savings Bank; United Fencing; Bentwood Solutions, Solar Power Electric; Buckeye General Contractors; Mount Hope Harness and Shoe; Advanced Hardwoods, 89 Homes; Justin Millwell Realty; Trail Tire; MY Renovations, Dundee Transport; Miller Poultry; Waters Edge Transport; Yoder Precision Machine; Millbro Mechanics; Tom's Custom Painting; Signature Tile and Floor; and Harvest Barn Event Center. If you like the advertisement that's been going on this evening and this weekend, and you want to do it for next year, contact David Shetler at Mount Hope Tractor to get you on the 2027 list.
We'd also like to thank our sponsor for the Limited Pro Tractors in 2026 with CS Pulling Promotions, Weimer Performance, located in Sandy Lake, Pennsylvania. For all your fuel and turbo needs, check out Weimer Performance. Also, we want to remind everybody, CS Pulling Promotions streams all of their events live and free. Head on over to Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok. Search up CS Pulling Promotions. You can follow along live online. All of our events streamed live and free. CS Pulling Promotions. Also, if you want to follow along with all the current stats throughout the season, head on over to cspulling.live. That's cspulling.live. Live lineup, results, and current point standings. So it looks like Josh Morgan climbing back into the Track Boss sled as we are set to go with Limited Pro A-Pump Tractors.
Sponsored by Sugar Creek Builders. Make history your story with a reclaimed timber frame home. That's Sugar Creek Builders.
Our first tractor getting ready to come to the sled out of Marion Center, Pennsylvania with the John Deere 4320. This is Gavin Stewart. A tough running John Deere machine to kick things off in the Limited Pro A-Pump division. How about it? Where's all my John Deere fans? Make some noise. So Gavin Stewart still looking to pick up his first win here in 2026. This young man been running with the A-Pump tractors for just a couple years now. Purchased that tractor off of Larry Farringer, a longtime competitor in this Limited Pro class, retired. Gavin and his dad now have the tractor. Gavin doing an awesome driving job. So kicking things off, Gavin Stewart with the John Deere 4320. All right, green flags are out. Gavin Stewart, let's see what the young man out of Marion Center, Pennsylvania can do. Gavin Stewart kicking things off with a big pass. 322.02. 322.02. So we'll find out if he is going to keep that and if our sled is set.
Another sponsor is Troyer Equipment, offering clean quality excavating and construction equipment for rent as well as repairs and services on heavy equipment. That's Troyer Equipment. All right, so we're trackside. Gavin's keeping that. So the mark to beat, 322.02, as we get ready to bring the next tractor out on a sled from Ford City, Pennsylvania, with International 766. This is Donnie Hebenthal with the tractor he calls Mechanically Inclined. So making the switch back to A-Pump this year for 2026. Former competitor in the P-Pump Light Pro class, going back to the A-Pump this year, Donnie Hebenthal, Mechanically Inclined. How about it? Where's my international fans? Make some noise. Who wants to see the red tractor take over the lead? Having a little bit of issues getting that tractor coming off the line. We talked to Donnie earlier. He was having issues with the water injection system on that tractor. These tractors do run a water injection system. They spray water into the engine to help keep that engine cool, as there is no cooling system on these tractors. They've been having a little bit of issues with that system. So something's still not quite right for Donnie Hebenthal with Mechanically Inclined. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Give him a big round of applause. Not the run he was hoping for here this evening.
All right, talking down, we're here with Nathan Graham, the Blue Reaper. Nathan, we heard you had some mechanical issues with that motor after the last hook. Tell us what happened.
Well, we had a lot of issues after the last run, and just waited on a lot of parts. Last minute thing, we worked on it all night, last night, last 2 nights. Pistons and rods and just a lot of internals.
Well, you're leading in points coming to this event. Is it a lot of pressure?
Yes and no. Just want to have a good pass. Looks like a good track here tonight. First time we've been here. Looks like a pretty nice event. A lot of people. So hopefully it stays together, and we'll do what we can do.
Well, that's what we're hoping for as well. We wish you the best of luck, and we'll send it back to Brad for our second Limited Pro tractor of tonight's show.
All right, so our next competitor getting ready to come to the sled out of Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania with the John Deere 4430. This is Joe Miller with the tractor he calls Smokin' Joe. Another tough running John Deere in this Limited Pro division. Still looking to pick up his first win on the 2026 season. And right now that lead mark at 322. So Joe Miller getting that chain tight. We'll look for the green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Joe Miller, Smokin' Joe. Joe Miller, Smokin' Joe, 317.59, 317.59. So coming up just a couple feet shy of that lead mark. And we'll get ready to bring another all-new tractor for 2026 to the line. Out of Kensington, Ohio with the Case 1070. This is Jeremiah Shipley with the tractor he calls the Young Gun. Do I have any Case fans here tonight? How about it, Case fans? Make some noise. You don't see too many Cases in tractor pulling, but this is a good-looking Case machine getting ready to come to the sled. An all-new build, only been out one time so far this season. He was up at the Trumbull County Fair.
Once again, we need that red Chevy truck moved over there by the Hoop Barn, JJX 6399. We need it moved immediately, please. We're blocking traffic and the logistics of this pull. Thank you.
So Jeremiah Shipley getting back into the sled, looking to get beyond that 322 lead mark. Final pass of the scraper roller. Ted Ferguson doing an awesome job with this track surface tonight. Jeremiah Shipley got the chain tight. He'll wait for the green flags. Jeremiah Shipley with the Young Gun. Jeremiah Shipley with the Young Gun. Still getting that tractor dialed in. 276.64. 276.64. Putting down a good pass for the second time we've seen that tractor out.
Attention, folks, that red Chevy truck needs to move. Last chance. Shetler Towing and Recovery is en route to get it moved. JJX 6399, that's a red Chevy truck. Shetler Towing and Recovery is on its way to move that for us right now if you don't get it moved. Thank you.
Our next competitor getting ready to come to line. This will be the first entry from the Graham Pulling Team out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania with the Ford 9000. This is Nathan Graham with the tractor he calls the Blue Reaper. He has consistently been at the top of this class so far here in 2026. Already picking up a couple wins on the circuit. How about it? Do I have any Ford tractor fans here tonight? Make some noise for the blue tractors. Let's go, Ford fans.
If you still need some earplugs, we have extra earplugs down here at the headquarters building.
What do you think? Think we can get this crowd to make some noise? Let's see what color tractor they think is going to win this class. How about it, John Deere fans? Make some noise! All right, let's hear from all the international fans.
Okay, I heard a few.
There's a few. Right now, John Deere's got it. How about it, Ford fans? I think Ford might be in second. One more time, John Deere fans. How about my red tractor fans? Make some noise. One more time, blue tractors.
How about all my orange tractor fans? Okay, me and one other guy. Sounds good, thanks.
I don't think we have any Alice Chalmers here tonight. Did you see the new D21 Pro stock that's out there on the circuit, though?
Yes, I did. I'm excited to see him keep pulling.
Yeah, that's a good-looking tractor. And back in the day, the D21 Alice, hard to beat. All right, Nathan Graham getting set to go with the Blue Reaper, looking to get beyond that 322 lead mark. Green flags are out. The Blue Reaper. Oh, and that motor did not sound good. There was definitely a miss in that engine when he come off the line. So he's going to check things over, see if he's able to go back and give it a second attempt.
Need a tow tractor? Please,
we need a tow tractor. All right, so that's going to be it tonight for Nathan Graham, 43.02. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Give them a big round of applause. They worked hard all week to get that tractor back together. Not the run he was hoping for here tonight. Nathan Graham with the Blue Reaper. So right now we've got a John Deere in the lead, and we've got 2 blue and 1 green to go.
I'd like to thank Mount Hope Auction for another sponsor for this weekend. Home of the Mid-Ohio Draft Horse Sale held in March, June, and October. Horse sales second Saturday of each month, and a weekly livestock, hay, poultry, and rabbit sale every Wednesday. That's Mount Hope Auction.
All right. right, so we're going to take it down trackside here.
I'm ready for an interview. All right, down here talking with Nathan Graham. Nathan, as you get towed off the track here, man, what happened?
Well, a lot of stuff happens in Poland. Until you get it tore apart, who knows?
Yeah, definitely not the run you were hoping for, but hey, we'll see you at the next one. I know that you can take it back, get her fixed up, and get ready for the next one.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a round one more time. Let's give him a round of applause out here. Nathan Graham, the Blue Reaper.
Our next tractor getting ready to come to the sled. Out of Clinton, Pennsylvania with the John Deere 4430. This is Jim Swintek with the tractor called Buck Up. Already a win under his belt for the season. He was the winner at the Trumbull County Fair. A very strong running John Deere machine. Already a couple top 3 finishes.
Let's see if he can get it down to the end of the track, touch that Ridgeway Excavating sign. Ridgeway Excavating, residential and commercial site prep, ponds, and agricultural building pads. That's Ridgeway Excavating.
Yeah, Gavin Stort still holding on to lead right now out of 322. Green flags are out. Jim Swintek with Buck Up. Oh, how about it, ladies and gentlemen? He is close to that lead mark. Distance to beat was 322. Distance for Jim Swintek and Buck Up 319.48. 319.48. Currently puts him in the number 2 spot.
Justin Miller Auctioneer and Realty is another sponsor for this weekend's event. Don't just watch the dirt fly, own it. Contact Justin Miller Realty and Auctioneer for help buying or selling land anywhere in Ohio. That's Justin Miller Realty and Auction, 330-763-3759. Don't just watch the dirt fly, own it.
And that, we get ready to go with our next tractor. So 2 more to go. Both blue tractors, both very strong running tractors in this class. Our next competitor out of Belmont, Ohio with the Ford 9000. This is Forrest Kemp with the tractor he calls the Nightmare. Cummins power under the hood of this Ford machine. Already has a win under his belt here in 2026. So right now we've got John Deere 1, 2, and 3 in the class. That lead mark still out of 322 for Gavin Stewart with 2 Fords to go. So we'll see if those blue tractors can move that leader cone. 2 very capable machines getting ready to go.
Chains tight, green flag. Let's see how he can do.
How about that, Ford fans? Forrest Kemp with the Nightmare needed to go beyond 322. He goes 330.49. He's your new leader, Forrest Kemp with the Nightmare. So Ford moves into the lead with one tractor to go. So we know one thing at this point. The winner tonight's going to be a blue tractor. We do know that.
How about that, John Deere fans?
So we know the winner's going to be a blue tractor. Now is it going to be Forrest Kemp with the Nightmare, or is it going to be our lady driver of the class getting ready to come to the line out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania with the New Holland 8970. This is Kayla Graham with the tractor called Billet Blue. So the father-daughter pulling team, this is the second entry from the Graham pulling team. Kayla Graham, Billet Blue. Already a couple top threes on the season. A very tough competitor, so she's going to look to get beyond that 330 mark. How about it, any lady driver fans here tonight? Make some noise for the lady driver.
We'd like to thank Miller Poultry for being another sponsor for this weekend's event. Miller Poultry is located and locally raised and processed, producing chicken for you, your family. You can find Miller Poultry in your local grocery store. We are happy to be a part of your local community. That's Miller Poultry.
And also like to thank our sponsor in the Limited Pro Tractor class tonight, Sugar Creek Builders, as well as the CS Point sponsor in 2026, Weimer Performance. So Kayla Graham getting backed into the sled, our final tractor in the Limited Pro division. That new lead mark out at 330.49.
Forrest Kemp in the Nightmare currently leading the Limited Pro class with just one or two tractors left. How are you feeling?
Pretty good, pretty good. We've worked on it like all these guys do. We work all the time and get together today till noon or so. I had people helping me. I can't do this all by myself, and we was really glad it ran that good, and it's a nice tractor.
So you took a year off and you came back swinging.
I did. I didn't take a year off by choice. We broke and just couldn't get parts. But yeah, I'm a competitive person. We like to try to win.
And now you've got enough parts to rebuild that tractor a couple times, huh?
I do actually, and I hope I don't have to use them, but I do have them. Yeah.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. We'll see how Kayla does here. Boy, it's going to be tight.
It is. It is.
All right, Kayla Graham getting set to go with Billet Blue. Final tractor in the Limited Pro A-Pump class. Her dad down there giving her a few words of advice. All right, so Kayla getting the chain tight. She'll wait for the green flags. How about it? Who wants to see the lady driver take home the win? Last hook of the class, Kayla Graham, Billet Blue. Kayla Graham, billet blue. Something not sounding right in the motor on that tractor either, and she shuts it down at 48 feet. Now we'll see if she's going to be able to come back and make one more attempt, but does not look like it. Her dad, Nathan, down there checking things over. All right, so word trackside is she is not going to be able to come back. So how about a big round of applause for the lady driver? That's a tough break here tonight, Kayla Graham. So we'll have the rundown of the top 5 in your limited pro class. 5th place is going to go to Jeremiah Shipley with the Young Gun. 4th is going to go to Joe Miller and Smokin' Joe. 3rd will go to Jim Swintek and Buck Up. 2nd place is going to go to Gavin Stort. And your winner tonight, 330.49 feet, Forrest Kemp with the Nightmare. All right, so getting ready to go with our next class. Going to pull a few weights out of the sled as we get ready to go with our 2.6 Pro Street diesel trucks. These trucks limited to a 2.6-inch smoothbore turbocharger. They are allowed to run front hanging weight. They must run a DOT style tire.
Making their way down the track, make some noise. Stress Balls for tonight is sponsored by Mount Hope Harness and Shoe. That's right, they're located right here in Mount Hope. 330-674-5223. Find items from leather footwear, gloves, belts, boots, saddles, and harnesses and Western wear. Thanks to the Mount Hope Polars Association Board of Directors and volunteers for throwing them out to everybody. If you didn't get one this round, we'll throw some more here after a bit. Make some noise.
We want to thank the Mount Hope crew tonight, building an awesome track out here, awesome facility. How about it if you're having a great time tonight, make some noise. Let the Mount Hope crew know you're having fun.
So down here talking with Amanda Weekland. Now, Amanda, we see you and your husband, Mike, and you're taking the stick and poking around that track. What are you looking for?
Well, we're looking for a good spot on the track. Mike drives the tractor, I drive the truck. We look for very different things. My track has to be harder than his. So we're walking down across, poking, trying to find the hardest spot that will get us the furthest.
Well, we can't wait to see you compete. Just putting up a fight coming up here in the 2-6 class.
Yep, I'm third from the last, so I'm going to watch the class and see what happens.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming out. Thanks, Amanda. So Brad, we talked earlier, the 2-6 Pro Street Diesel Truck Division presented to you by Apex Diesel Performance.
Yeah, Apex Diesel Performance and Machine, the sponsor of the 2-6 Pro Street Division in 2026. Located at 12348 Atlantic Road in Atlantic, Pennsylvania. Apex Diesel is your source for turbochargers, fuel system and injection work, billet wheels, engine components, and safety components for Cummins, Power Stroke, and Duramax. Whether you need a simple repair or a full-bore competition build, Apex Diesel will not disappoint. Give them a call or visit apexdieselperformance.com. That's Apex Diesel Performance, where performance meets precision.
Your local sponsor tonight's Powerline Diesel Works. Powerline Diesel is proud to support this event in our community. We specialize in diesel repair, diagnostics, and performance, delivering reliable service you can count on. Powerline Diesel Works.
All right, so the Track Boss sled coming back out on the line, getting set to go. And we already heard from Amanda Weekland, one of our lady drivers in the class. This first truck is our other lady driver in the class out of Elwood City, Pennsylvania with the 79 Chevy Silverado. This is Renee Dean with the truck she calls the Harvest Wrecker. Now today's her birthday, so let's tell her happy birthday on the count of three. Tell her happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday! So she's looking to pick up a win here on her birthday. Renee Dean with the Harvest Wrecker already has a win in 2026. A very tough competitor with the Duramax powered Chevrolet. Matt Deal, her boyfriend, getting her backed into the sled. We'll see him out later on running a Dodge called Working On. Both very tough competitors in this 2-6 Pro Street division.
We'd like to thank Buckeye Contractors, LLC for another sponsor in this event, a full-service general contractor specialized in car washes, guided by our motto, forming relationships and building success. That's Buckeye Contractors.
All right, Renee Dean getting that chain tight. One final check on the truck.
If you're enjoying this weekend's event, mark your calendars for next year, August 5th, 6th, and 7th. Same great place, just a new date, 5th, 6th, and 7th of August of 2027. Mark your calendars.
All right, we got a green light on a sled. Green flags are out. Renee Dean, the Harvest Wrecker. Renee Dean, the Harvest Wrecker, 312.98, 312.98. So we'll find out from our track officials if she is going to keep that and if our sled is set. All right, word trackside, our sled is set. Renee Dean is going to keep that hook, so the mark to beat, 312.98. So we'll bring up our next competitor with the Dodge Ram. This is going to be Jim Atkins with the truck called Dirty Silver.
We'd like to thank Busy Beaver for being another sponsor of this event, helping you succeed in marketing and beyond. If you have any questions, contact Noah or Amanda. Busy Beaver Advertising.
The scraper rollers, Jim Atkins gets ready to go with Dirty Silver, marked to beat 312.98. Green flags are out. Dirty Silver looking to go beyond 312. Jim Atkins, Dirty Silver, 309.91, 309.91. Coming up just a little short of that lead mark. We'll get ready to bring our next truck to the track out of Bucyrus, Ohio with an 05 Dodge. This will be Wes Dennison with the truck called Lethal Injection.
Some more sponsors we have for this weekend's event: United Fencing, 89 Homes, Trail Tire, MY Renovations, Dundee Transport, Mill Bros Mechanics, Tom Custom Painting, Signed Signature Tile and Floor.
So Wes Dennison getting ready to go.
And Tyson, Kalen and Tyson, if you're looking for your guardian, he's down here at the starting line right behind the sled.
So Wes Dennison getting set to go. Mark the beat at 312.9. Wes Dennison getting set to go with the 05 Dodge. He's got the chain tight. Green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Wes Dennison, Lethal Injection. Looking to go beyond 312. Not able to get that truck to spool up off the line. Now he will have a second attempt, so we'll see if he's going to go back and try it again. So I have one more chance to get that truck to go down the track here tonight. Wes Dennison, Lethal Injection, having some issues getting that truck to come to life. Sounds like maybe having some issues with the clutch. Not coming in right for him, so his distance 60.65. 60.65. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Give him a big round of applause. Tough break tonight for Wes Dennison and Lethal Injection. We need a tow tractor to the track, please. Tow tractor to the track. Getting West pulled off the track, and we'll bring out the second entry from the Dennison pulling team. This will be Bill Dennison out of Bucyrus, Ohio, with a 95 Dodge he calls Old School. Ted Ferguson doing an awesome job keeping this track in shape all night here. Always great to work with Ted. We'll see him up at the Bunker Hill Shootout here in just a couple weeks. August 14th and 15th. We are back for the third time this year at the Bunker Hill Shootout. Next week, CS Pulling Promotions heads to Little Valley, New York. 2 nights of truck and tractor pulling action heading up into the state of New York. Then the following week on Tuesday night, we head to the Butler Farm Show. And then up to Ashtabula County Fair on Thursday night. And then Friday and Saturday, 2 busy days of pulling as we split up and head 2 different directions. We'll be at the Bunker Hill Shootout as well as New Martinsville, West Virginia, and back to the Butler Farm Show. So lots of events coming up. Lots of events going to be streamed. If you want to watch any of our events, head on over to Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, search CS Pulling Promotions. Remember, you can always watch live and free all of our events. Green flags are out. Bill Dennison, Old School. Bill Dennison, Old School. 305.58, 305.58. Right now puts him in the number 3 spot. Renee Dean still holding on to that lead at 312.9.
If you're enjoying tonight's pull, don't forget tomorrow, gates open at 8 a.m., scales open at 9, pulling starts at 10 a.m. right here at the Mount Hope Auction Yard. Want to thank Powerline Diesel Works for sponsoring this class. Powerline Diesel is proud to support this event in our community. We specialize in diesel repair, diagnostics, and performance, delivering reliable service you can count on. Powerline Diesel Works.
All right, getting ready to bring our next truck out to the sled out of Galion, Ohio with a 96 Dodge. This is Terry Salger. Nate Dean still holding on to that lead at 312.9. Jim Atkins in second at 309, and Bill Dennison in third at 305. got that chain tight. Green flags are out, looking to go beyond 312. Not able to get that truck to come up on top of the turbocharger. Gonna go back and give it a second attempt as Terry let out before that 100-foot mark. So the truck or tractor does not have to stop before the 100-foot mark. They just have to make an attempt to let out. We allow the pullers to coast beyond that 200 or that 100-foot mark. That way they do not get hit by the sled. So Terry gonna go back and give it one more try. Terry Salger with the Dodge, 240.99, 240.99. So our next truck getting set to go down the track out of Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. This is Brian Dorr with the 99 Dodge. He calls Bad Habits. So Brian already has a win under his belt here in 2026. A couple of top 3 finishes. Strong running Dodge. Out of the Full Throttle Performance Shop, as well as a truck built by Apex Diesel. Dorr, Bad Habit, 308.17, 308.17. Our next truck getting ready to come to line out of Adamsville, Pennsylvania with an 08 Dodge 3500. This is Trevor Rainey. Trevor Rainey getting ready to bring Wound Tight to the line. Another truck out of the Apex Diesel shop. Already 2 wins on the 2026 season. One of those wins, Dustin Harrison from Apex Diesel was doing the driving up at the Bunker Hill Shootout. So Trevor Rainey getting set to go with the Dodge called Wound Tight. All right, so Trevor Rainey getting set to go, Wound Tight. Renee Dean still holding on to that lead out at 312.9. Trevor Rainey, Wound Tight, needed to go beyond 312 for that lead. He goes 310.39, 310.39. Currently moves him to the number 2 spot in the class.
We'd like to thank some of our food vendors for coming out this evening and this weekend. Byler's Barbecue, F&L French Fries, Gruber's Lemonade Shake-Ups, Cotton Candy, Sugar's Spice, Burger Edition, Gourmet Sweets, Rolled Ice Cream, Dora's Donuts, and more. Miller's Soft Pretzels, Brewed Bliss Coffee Drinks, Miller's Kettle Corn, and Byler's Ice Cream. There is something for everyone up there.
All right, so we get ready to bring our next competitor to the line out of Chest Springs, Pennsylvania with the 1978 Ford. This is Amanda Weekland with the truck she calls Just Putting Up a Fight. Already a win in 2026, a very tough competitor in this 2-6 division. She calls the truck Just Putting Up a Fight as Amanda is a breast cancer survivor. And if you take a look at that truck, that is not a vinyl wrap on there. That is all hand painted.
Danny Hirschberger, if you can go to the north end of the track where the light tower is. Danny Hirschberger to the north end of the track to the light tower. Thank you.
So one final pass of the scraper roller. Amanda Weekland getting that chain tight. Looking to get beyond that 312 lead mark for Renee Dean right now. All right, we got a green light on a sled. Green flags are out. Amanda Weekland just putting up a fight. Amanda Weekland just putting up a fight. She needed to go beyond 312 for the lead. She goes 316.37. She's your new leader. So lady drivers 1 and 2 right now in the class. Amanda Weekland taking over that top spot at 316.37. All right, our next truck getting backed into the sled out of New Galilee, Pennsylvania with a 96 Dodge 2500. This is Matt Deal with the truck he calls Working On. Already a couple top 3 finishes here in 2026. All right, the distance for Matt Deal with working on 309.71, 309.71. So we get ready to go with our next truck coming to the line out of Morrow County, Ohio, with the Dodge Power Wagon. This is Colton Jenkins with the truck called Hillbilly Stomp. And the distance for Colton Jenkins with Hillbilly Stomp, 294.67, 294.67. Attention to pit area, attention in the pit area. I need all Open Street Diesel drivers to your truck ready to go. I need all Open Street Diesel drivers to your trucks ready to go in the lineup area, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is an exhibition pass. This is Don Carlisle with the supercharged power truck he calls Phoenix. It's going to get really loud. This is probably going to be our loudest vehicle of the night. Supercharged four-wheel drive. Green flags are out. Don Carlisle with Phoenix. Don Carlisle with Phoenix, 279.23, 279.23.
Every season starts with decisions, not just what to plant, but why. Seed IQ is the industry's first product management platform, built to help you make confident product decisions before a single seed goes in the ground. From practical farm research to root reveal, silk reveal, and kernel reveal. Powered by AI, Seed IQ turns decades of data into practical, trusted insights, backed by Beck's proprietary research. Don't just manage your fields, unlock the full potential of every product with Seed IQ.
All right, distance for Matt Raber, 261.79, 261.79. So the word trackside, he's keeping that distance. Sled is set.
We'd like to thank Stony Point Hardware for this class's sponsor. Stony Point Hardware, your full hardware store for concrete supplies, wire mesh, rebar, styrofoam, and concrete finishers and mixers. Also excavating supplies, culverts, drain pipes, construction basins, septic tanks, sewage systems, driveway fabric, and erosion control products. Stop by and check us out. Stony Point Hardware, located 3 miles north of Mount Hope, County Road 229. Give us a call, 330-695-2265.
All right, so getting back into sled now, out of Dresden, Ohio, with a Ford F-350. This is J.D. Heron. J.D. Heron with the F350, 283.93, 283.93. So now that'll be your new lead mark in the class. So while we got a second here, I'm going to give you a rundown from the top 5 in the 2.6 Pro Street class. We had a little bit of a computer issue, got that all fixed. So 5th place went to Matt Deal with Working On. 4th place was Jim Etkins with Dirty Silver. 3rd, Trevor Rainey with Wound Tight. 2nd place, Renee Dean with the Harvest Wrecker. And your winner in the 2.6 class, Amanda Weekland, just putting up a fight at 316.37. So right now on the sled out of Baltimore, Ohio, with a 94 Dodge 2500. This is K Salt with the truck called Borrowed Parts. K-Salt, Borrowed Parts, needed to go beyond 283 for the lead. He goes 310.96. So that is the new lead mark in the class, 310.96. That'll bring up the next truck out of Denison, Ohio with an 06 Ford F-250. This will be Matt Wilson.
We appreciate everyone coming out tonight and supporting our event. Tonight, the Mount Hope Pullers Association Board of Directors already has preparations for next year's event. We are humbled at the turnout. Keep us in your calendars for next year, August 5th, 6th, and 7th, right here at the auction yard. We promise to have lots of extra seating for next year.
So Matt Wilson getting set to go. The new mark to beat at 310.96. So final pass of the scraper roller as Matt Wilson gets ready to go. See what the 06 Ford can do, looking to get beyond 310. Wilson, 298.88. 298.88. So we'll get ready to bring out our next truck with the Silverado 3500 out of Millersburg, Ohio. This is going to be Jesse Yoder. So giving a shout out to Yoder Laser Concrete. Jesse Yoder gets ready to go with the Silverado 3500, looking to go beyond 310.96.
Once again, we'd like to thank everybody for coming out this evening. To help keep this venue clean, please pick up any trash around you, and if you'd rather not, pick up your neighbor's trash. I'm sure they'd appreciate it.
Jesse Yoder, 288.02, 288.02. That'll put him in the number 3 spot.
Once again, we'd like to thank Stony Point Hardware for this class's sponsor. Stony Point Hardware for your full hardware store for concrete supplies, wire mesh, rebar, styrofoam, concrete finishers, and a mixer. Also excavating supplies, culverts, drain pipes, construction basins, septic tanks, sewage systems, driveway fabrics, and erosion control products. Stop by and check us out. Stony Point Hardware, located 3 miles north of Mount Hope, County Road 229. Give us a call, 330-695-2265.
All right, getting ready with our next truck out of Manaway, Ohio with a 2022 Chevy Silverado. This is Corey Barnauskas with the truck he calls the Snow Goose.
We got stress balls coming out. If you got stress in your life, make sure you get one. Sponsored by Mount Hope Harness and Shoe, located right here in Mount Hope. Find items from leather, footwear, gloves, belts, boots, saddles, harnesses, and western wear. Check us out at Mount Hope Harness and Shoe, 330-674-5223. Make some noise for some stress balls, sponsored by Mount Hope Harness and Shoe. Is everyone having a good time tonight? Let's make some noise. You guys like the Mount Hope Power Pole? Let's make some noise. Come on, let's hear it.
Come on, make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Let them know you're having a good time out there tonight.
Hey, don't forget to stop up there and get some of that CS Pulling Promotions merchandise. We got all kinds of good stuff up there. We got the CS logo on a sticker, and then we have some other great stuff as well, some t-shirts. So check up there, located directly behind the grandstands. That's the CS Pulling Promotions merchandise.
All right, so Corey getting ready to go with Snow Goose. That lead mark still out of 3:10.96. And Corey's distance with Snow Goose, 261.79, 261.79. That currently puts him in the number 5 spot in the class. That'll bring up our next competitor out of Denison, Ohio.
Don't forget, tomorrow morning, gates open at 8 a.m., scales open at 9, pull starts at 10, right here. All your local tractor pullers at the Mount Hope Auction Yard, starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Our next truck coming in out of Denison, Ohio with the 05 Ford F-250. This is Matthew Wilson. So 4 trucks left to go, and then we've got 5 exhibition runs. All right, so Matthew Wilson shutting down before that 100-foot mark. Going to go back and give it another try. Matthew Wilson looks like might have broke the rear drive shaft as just the front wheels were spinning. 194.71, 194.71. So our next competitor getting ready to come out to sled from Graysville, Pennsylvania with a 2003 Dodge. This is Travis Jones with the truck he calls Work Wages Wasted. Already picking up a top 3 finish so far this season. That lead mark still out of 3:10.96. Attention to pit area, attention to pit area. Joel Weaver, we need you to your truck immediately. Joel Weaver, we need you to your truck. Travis Jones, Work Wages Wasted, 3:48.25. I think he could have got the banner. He lifted before he got up the sand pile. Awful close for Travis Jones, Work Wages Wasted. The new lead, 3:48.25. Our next truck getting ready to come to sled out of Apple Creek, Ohio with a 2017 GMC. This is Albert Wengert with the truck he calls the Beast. Albert Wengert getting set to go. The new mark to beat, 3:48. As we've got 2 more trucks in the class, and then we've got a handful of exhibition. Sorry, we got 3 more trucks to go and a handful exhibition.
As a reminder, to help keep this venue clean, please pick up the trash around you after you're done. And if you don't, pick up your neighbors. We appreciate that.
Albert Wenger, the Beast, 282.54, 282.54. So our next truck getting ready to go out of Millersburg, Ohio with the Dodge Cummins. This will be Kendall Raber.
We'd like to thank Stony Point Hardware for sponsoring this class. Stop by and check us out. Stony Point Hardware, located 3 miles north of Mount Hope, County Road 229. Give us a call at 330-695-2265.
All right, Kendall Raber getting set to go out of Millersburg, Ohio with the Dodge. Looking to get beyond 348 for the lead. Kendall Raber, 277.28, 277.28. So 1 to go and a handful exhibition.
And don't forget, as you make your way out, stop by that CS merchandise tent located directly behind the grandstands. And if we don't have what you're looking for, go on cspullingpromotions.com, hit the shop tab. You can check out all of our merchandise on there as well.
All right, our final trucking competition before we go into the exhibitions. Out of Bucyrus, Ohio with the 04 Dodge, this is Brandon Park with the truck he calls Jekyll and Hyde. Brandon Park, Jekyll and Hyde, 330.59, 330.59. So we'll have a rundown here of your top 5 before we get set to go with the exhibition runs. 5th place is going to go to Jesse Yoder at 288. 4th is going to go to Matt Wilson at 298. 3rd place is going to go to Kay Salt at 310 with borrowed parts Second's going to go to Brandon Park with Jekyll and Hyde at 330. And your winner tonight, 348 feet, Travis Jones, Work Wages Wasted. How about a big round of applause for our Work Open Street Diesel? So we've got just a handful of exhibition trucks to go. So handful of exhibition runs to go. First up, this is Brian Miller with an 08 Ford. So Brian Miller, 194.81, 194.81. That'll bring up our next truck, a 99 Dodge Ram. 2500. This will be Joel Weaver with the truck called the Black Beast. So while we got a second here, ladies and gentlemen, if you plan on coming back to the pools next year, make some noise. How about it? So the first weekend in August, we'll be back here next year. That's August 5th, 6th, and 7th. So Joel Weaver getting ready to go with the Black Beast. And the distance for Joel Weaver, 163.67, 163.67. That'll bring up Tim Weaver with the Dodge. As we've got 4 more trucks to go. So just a few more exhibition runs to go as Tim Weaver gets hooked up to the sled. Sounds like we might have lost the drive shaft as he came to a pretty quick stop. So the distance for Tim Weaver, 20.10.
Once again, to help keep this venue clean, please pick up any trash around you, and if you'd rather not, pick up your neighbor's trash. I'm sure they'd appreciate it.
See if he's able to go back and try it again, or if he is broke. So getting Willard Miller pulled off Tim Weaver pulled off the track. We'll get ready to bring up Willard Miller with the 6'7" Ford dually called Big Black. So Willard Miller getting set to go. So Willard Miller not able to get hooked up to the sled. Gonna have to get a different hitch. So that'll bring up Corey Barnauskas. He ran in the open diesel. Wants to make a test pass. So we'll see what he can do. Coming back out with the Snow Goose. Corey Barnauskas with the Snow Goose, 262.44, 262.44. So just a couple more exhibition to go. We're looking for Wes Dennison up next. All right, so Wes Dennison getting set to go with the lethal injection. So Wes Dennison gonna see if he can take that truck all the way out and put it on that sand pile. Nobody's got that banner all night. $100 to touch it, $250 to knock it off the pile. So we'll see what he can do. Wes Dennison, lethal injection. Our final hook of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Wes Dennison taking it up the sand pile. 354.82, 354.82. So how about that, ladies and gentlemen? What a way to close out the evening here. Wes Dennison taking out the banner at the end of the track.
Look at that awesome replay up on the CS performance board. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight on behalf of CS Pulling Promotions and the Mount Hope Auction Facility. We hope you had a great time tonight. If you had a great time, make some noise, let them know.
Want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Awesome crowd. You've been fun to have out here tonight. Make sure you have a safe trip home. Just a quick note here from the Mount Hope facility. They asked that if